Action 1, Inspire Next.
Yeah, it's dead in this town. You know, it's crazy. Gotta shake things up. Yeah, for real. Let's go.
Quiet nights, there is no sound. Who needs a life with no fun around? Quiet nights, can't feel a pulse, can't hear a heartbeat. It's time to wake up, wake up.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Janetta, and I am still live at the Indie Fest. This is A1 Live Pop-Up, and I am here with the organizer of this amazing event. This is Mr. JNicole, the Sun King. And JNicole, I know you're more than just
No matter who
Action
you
1,
are,
Inspire Next.
no matter what you want your life to be, you're gonna be a star. Rolling like a VIP, you rock the talent hard. And it's every
Get into action.
Everybody say, get in the action.
Get in the action!
What he dabbing on him, okay?
Yo, we in here dabbing on the real. Y'all stay tuned, more to come. Action 1 Media Group. Time to get into action, man. For real. In your face.
This isn't a house, and it's definitely not a home. It's a prison. The shackles may be invisible, but they are still very real.
What did you say to me? You think you can hide from me?
We all wonder why the victims of abuse just don't leave. It's simple, really. You can't leave if you don't have a place to go. If you're a victim of abuse, Hope Pigs Global is here to help. Call 1-800-799-SAFE this instant. The end of abuse starts here.
Action 1, Inspire Next.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl JNicole here at the Action 1 Media Studio, coming to you live in effect here with an amazing guest. Now, I'm going to introduce her, but you guys know that you guys are watching A1 Halftime right now. And on A1 Halftime, we like to give a spotlight to those in our community who are doing great works in the community, and also taking great strides in entrepreneurship and being in business all together and working together. We use our platform to lift them up. And today we have a special guest. Her name is Eileen, and she is a wonderful businesswoman, philanthropist, activist, all types of good things just balled up into one good human being. And Eileen, how are you today?
Hi, JNicole. Hi, everyone. It is my honor to be here. I'm doing great, excited. You know, it is a little bit after 8 and Friday night and beautiful weather. We're excited, you know, for our show, and it's my honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. You know, we first met, if you guys don't know, Action 1 met Mrs. Dong here at the My Vow Now Women's Conference Against Domestic Violence. Now, when we heard Eileen talk, you know, she really touched our hearts because not only what she went through, but because of how she came out of it and the amazing things that she was able to accomplish, even though she had some difficult times, very difficult times in her past. So, Eileen, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your background, you know?
Oh gosh, that I don't know where to begin because in fact on my way here I was listening to a song. Surprisingly, I'm not good with the name or the artist of the song, but basically it was sort of like a love song, and the gentleman was asking, say, is this your seed and can I take it? And basically it was like a way to hit on the lady, but that was a song that the abuser, who is my ex, used to play to me. And for the first time in a long time, I actually had tears in my eyes because the thing is, obviously we met through the domestic violence awareness conference, and I am a survivor.
Yes.
And the common signs that the abuser will do is to shower you with gifts, and in my case, I'm still trying to learn the term. Like the American way is swept me off my feet. Is that how you say that?
Yes, he swept you off your feet.
So I ended up being the vase. We go to cocktail parties, and everyone knows me as the missus. And oh, she's so pretty. And once in a while, I get to open my mouth and sit next to CEO of like a Fortune 500 company, and then they'll say, "Oh, she's not just pretty; she actually has a brain too," And I take that as a compliment. But after all, I don't really have my identity. Nobody actually knows me by my first name, and that's just the little bit about it. And I think coming from my background, I probably would have taken it. I come from a background women would give up everything just so that they have a man and they have a life, and just for the happiness of everyone else's eye.
Yes.
Even my own family, they give up on me now because I told them, I said, look, if it is for the society that I do find a man, if it was what it's meant to be, I believe in God and I'm wearing the cross and the t-shirt, but I would be happily welcoming him with my open arm. But I am not doing that for the sake of being with someone. And so they're beginning to understand that. But in general, not just the Chinese culture, I mentioned I'm from Shanghai, China. In Asia, it's the same thing. Woman, you don't have to have a good job. You don't have to go to school. You just find a wealthy man, really, so you have a good life. And bear the children of him and let him do whatever, mistress or whatever, even abuse, that's okay. Because that's just what everyone
That's
are
what you're
used to.
Yeah.
And so that was the barrier I had to, really struggle to think, okay, I'm gonna lose everything when I leave. But at some point you get to figure out, okay, is it really worth you staying in the relationship? Is the money really that important? Regardless, safety is number one. If you lose your life, you have nothing.
That's true.
Right? But in some situations, and I've met people, they come to me and they say, I admire that. Just my husband, seriously, was a lady came to me and say, just the other day he bought me another car to try to shower me with a gift. But he abuses me. And I know how she feels because I was in a relationship too. And the thing is, you're in love with that person, and that's why I had the tears. If I'm just like, if we're not human beings, we don't have feelings,
Yeah.
I'm like, screw that, then goodbye and good luck with everything. But then you get to, battle in your mind, is he really in love with you? Or is he just, being himself in his own way of the controlling cycle? So you're just one of the guinea pig per se. Like if it's not you, it's someone else. So you have to recognize the signs. But once you recognize signs, remember it's a cycle. He can be really nice to you from that point to abuse you. But then he'll be nice to you again. So that's the situation. But the long story short, I got out of the situation because I was sick and tired of that. And I am not going to choose money for life. I choose life. I lost everything, like I said, but what I have is integrity.
Right.
And I still have my life. I have my integrity, and God is good. I met JNicole, met so many wonderful people God has put in my life. Like I was mentioning about this T-shirt I was wearing, it's actually from Rugged Cross. We got it was after the New Year. This group contacted me, say we usually donate 20% of the proceeds of our T-shirt sales to a cause, but we would like to donate how much T-shirts to you. So just last weekend we received that, and I'm honored. That was a gift to me, and I'm like, oh my God, and it actually fits because of my size.
Well, that's amazing because when you do good works, people recognize that.
Right.
And you never know what kind of blessings may come, in whatever form that they come in, So I just encourage you to keep going and keep doing because you are doing an amazing job considering everything that you went through. Now, there are a lot of young ladies out there that are going through some of the same things that you went through, and they're not saying anything. But I'm sure they have family around them who care, but they just may not know. So when we come back from break, I would really like to get into any signs that a family member or a friend can pay attention to recognize if someone that they love needs help.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yes.
so right now we're about to go to break, guys, but we will be right back with A1 halftime spotlighting Mrs. Eileen Dong. So remember, get into action.
Yes.
Action 1, Inspire Next.
Join today. Get in the action at weareA1.com.
Action 1, Inspire Next.
Sabes que eres solamente mía, debes aceptar la realidad. Confiésale, dile que me mereces aunque estés con él. Confiésale que con un susurro se instala toda tu piel. Confiésale la verdad, que soy un hombre que se esconde en tu cama al despertar. Confiésale que ningún mortal nos podrá separar. Cuéntale que somos más que amigos. Susurrale mi nombre cuando esté.
Action 1, Inspire Next. Action 1, Inspire Next. Action 1, Inspire Next.
Hey, it's JNicole, A1 halftime, and we are back. And we're still here with Eileen Dong of Hope PYX Global.
Hi, we're back.
So before we went on break, Eileen was telling us a little bit about her background and the obstacles that she had to overcome. And I asked her, for people that may be going through something similar with domestic abuse, what are some of the signs that a loved one or friend can, look out for in these situations?
Now, I want to say that every situation is different and every culture is even different, and there can be different kind of behavior. But in general, you want to watch the sign that the abuser, the common characteristic is they want to be controlling. And that being said, they will isolate you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll isolate you whether from your best friends, from your family. For instance, myself, have my friends told me, no, he's not the right person, but they'll make you believe that they're wrong because they love you. And then when you connect with the things when they were trying to sweep you off your feet and all of those, it does make sense, and you do believe that they love you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you become victimized, and that's one of those things. But the controlling come in so many different ways. A lot of people don't know that domestic abuse comes in different forms. Before I got deep into this, I thought was just physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
But there's financial abuse, there's emotional abuse, and there's even sexual abuse.
Mm.
Like, literally, like, there's that common saying, like the tea story. It's like, if you offer someone tea, they say, no, I don't want tea. Same thing. Just because you're married and you don't consent to having sex with that person, and that is sexual abuse.
It definitely is.
Right, but this is kind of private. Maybe, you don't talk to everyone, but I'm sure that deep in your heart, whether it's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, obviously financial abuse. There are people, I've talked to different survivors, and they said, well, my ex was tracking the mileage of my car and calling me like, where are you after work, or and I've had people that they come from different countries, and the guy would not let the woman talk to anybody, and she was going to school to learn English. So he would not allow her to talk to anyone else that's a male.
Mm.
And in addition, you would not believe that she told me she did not even have a key to their own home, and they were married.
Wow. So
and, yeah. So there are like so many different signs, but I would say you go by your gut. If your gut feeling is not right, God gave us, especially as women.
It's true. We have an intuition.
Exactly, and I was brainwashed in a way, because I sensed so many things that was not right, but I told him, and I confronted him. He told me I was crazy, and I thought I was crazy because I really, I wouldn't say worship because I have God, but I idolized him. I love him, and I thought just like everything he said was correct. So I began to doubt myself. I'm like, maybe I am crazy, Maybe I was just overthinking.
Right.
But when when you lie, something is gonna come out. And when you see that, I realized I was right.
Right.
So just go by your gut feeling and go by your intuition. But the people outside, when you see your loved ones, your friends, and the people around you, if they're behaving a little bit odd, like for instance, I'm like an outgoing person, just like I am. But when I was going through the abuse, there was an incident. I had reported to the police, but long story short, the case got dismissed, and in front of his friends, I was really quiet because I was speechless. But guess what he said? He's like, "Oh, sweetheart, she's just confused."
Mm.
Yeah. So if you see something just doesn't look right, you might want to just show some love, and just remember, not everyone is open to this kind of discussion. But if you show that you care, and also offer, like on our website, HopePix Global, HOPEPYX Global.org, there are the 3 different numbers designated to different crimes. There's sexual assault, there is domestic abuse, there's human trafficking, and I'm
glad you said something about that, because January is Human Trafficking Month, correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what tell the people a little bit about human trafficking and how big it is right here in Houston.
Right. Again, before I got into domestic abuse, I didn't know it was such a growing epidemic, and I did not know at all. I really think it was something I have only seen on TV.
Right.
And in fact, I have people contacting me from overseas, and it's an honor. We haven't finalized things, but there are a lot of things in the back and working, and including different movies and PSAs and everything, but really not for the fame of anybody or any entity, but rather for the awareness.
Mhm.
So, for instance, unfortunately, we are the number one port in human trafficking. And
Right
human
here.
exactly right here in our backyard. And we think like human trafficking, okay, so even if we think it's in Houston, it has nothing to do with us. Well, let me tell you, it is, and it has to do with whether you're a woman, you're a man, you're a child, you're a boy. The thing is, it is you. Everyone can be a victim regardless of your gender, nationality, race, social and economic status. So just have to watch out. And then the other thing is, it's not like just we see on TV like those pimps. They have those tattoos and
Right.
the hairstyles and
Regular
everything.
looking people.
Regular looking people, like you will not believe, like one of the moms would pimp her daughter to do that. And that's how scary it is, and we have to
Oh,
watch out for
wow.
those signs, because it is the number one industry. Like I went to one of the benefits event, and they were counting that it was like $150 billion annual revenue, if I believe correctly, and that is, to give you an idea. Say, okay, the Fortune 500 companies like Starbucks, like Target, and like three of them add up will only be that.
Wow.
And that is why, I mean, this is for the money.
Yeah. They don't care about the people. They don't care about who they hurt. It's strictly about the money for them.
Exactly. And I want to mention that also because the reason why I got into this is they are actually very similar.
Mhm.
So here's the controller for domestic abuse, and here's the pimp for human trafficking.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna tell you they're the pimp. They're gonna appear, and even today, like I've met survivors, they really believed when they were in the situation that was their boyfriends.
In human trafficking.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. And so again, it goes to the same signs. They control you. They make you feel like no one else care about you, but they do. No one else love you, but they do. And then they can make you do whatever they want you to do.
And I know they focus a lot on teenage girls. Is that right?
Yes, they are a big target. They're young, and
Right.
you can sell drugs, but this is a repetitive business, and you can
Mhm.
bring way more revenue than just selling the drugs.
Yeah. And you probably have less of a chance to go to jail, and because they look at it as a business. That wouldn't be good for them. So
Yes.
it's just it's disgusting.
Right.
It's disgusting, and I'm glad that there are people out here like you yourself and others that are taking a stand against it. Right here in Houston, especially with it being the biggest port for human trafficking.
Thank you, thank you. I can't do this alone. Like, we're part of the Houston 20, and we just had the Advocacy Day in Austin, Texas, on the 22nd of January. Works are being done, with our great leaders, and including government in Austin, and some of the bills hopefully will come out soon. That we will have the bill numbers, but we're trying to change, like, there's a fine line between human trafficking, sex trafficking, and prostitution. Unfortunately, the victims are being prosecuted because they think they're the prostitutes. Well, there's a difference between you want to do it versus someone else force you to do that.
Right.
It's different.
Right, you're absolutely right. So I'm just so proud of you. I'm proud of you for standing up and taking a stand against everything that you're working towards. And I just wish the best for you and for your endeavors. Now, everyone doesn't know. You are a smart girl. You're a businesswoman. Tell everyone out there exactly what it is that you do outside of your organizations. I know that you're a linguist. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, JNicole. I think I'm just blessed. You know, now that I think back, there's a reason why I'm still alive, and I asked God when I was going through that, why do I have to go through this? Well, apparently I have some use. So I've been blessed that I work for the consulates, and I'm a linguist for them, and I work for different diplomats, and from there I work for the Formula One Grand Prix, work for Red Bull Racing. My life was exciting. It was like on the way up and without like the limit, like a sky is not the limit, until I decided to be a housewife and give up everything. And that's was the beginning of hell.
You know, because that's what girls grow up imagining. You know, they want to grow up and marry a great guy, you know, who's going to take care of them and treat them like a queen, you know. So I'm sure, I mean, you're a smart girl. You didn't just go into this because, you know, knowing what was lying ahead of you. You know,
Exactly.
you experienced the dream, you thought it was real, and, you know, you did what you thought you needed to do to make your family work, you know. So I commend you for coming out of it, you know, because a lot of times people are still in those situations because of the benefits that they get from it, you know, and they don't have the strength or maybe even the knowledge of how to get out of it. So Hope Picks Global is definitely needed, you know. Why don't you tell everybody out here how they can look up your organizations, how they can donate, because it is definitely a cause that deserves donation, you know, to keep it going, fighting against all the, you know, horrible crimes that are happening out here today. So tell everyone how they can reach you, how they can look out for Hope Picks, where you will be next.
Thank you. So, you know, we have a lot of plans in the works. Like we mentioned, we're working with UNICEF and U of H if you're here in Houston, Texas, and we're having events planned for April, the Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And this month that you'll see the replays, which will be linking on our Facebook pages, and it's on all social media handles, including Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And it's all Hope Picks Global. It's HOPEPYX Global. And you can also go to our website, hopepicksglobal.org. And I want to mention that when you go to the website, the homepage, you know, before the donation button, there's a list of the numbers. Say, why do you need to donate? Because like $25 can pay the light bill for someone, and how much can pay for a week stay, because we needed those. And the, you know, the beautiful T-shirt that I mentioned before the break, we are going to sell them. So stay tuned on our social media website as well as the website, so that you can see how you can buy it, so that you can wear this with pride. And we're also going to launch our beautiful like jewelry that are the healing jewelries, such as those.
Oh, that is pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually, you know, I made them in the beginning when I was going through the pain, and it helped me with the healing, but I wasn't intending to sell them until when I posted and people were asking me like, do you sell them? I'm like, that would be great, so that we can raise the funds to help the people, as well as helping the people who actually, you know, need the healing through the natural stone. You know, I'm from China, so we believe in those.
I do too.
Yeah, and then, you know, also on the page we have volunteers. We're looking for volunteers that will be involved with our different upcoming events. So stay tuned on our events page, and the talk show page. I already mentioned that we will be relisting, including today's show. I'm putting the link on those so that you can replay those. And in February, we've got 2 more shows left, and then stay tuned for April. And we've got just so many, you know, wonderful things that we have planned, including with Action One Media. And it is such an honor that we can be here. And you know, lastly but not least, we want you to share this message, because even though you might not be going through this now, or you might not think that the people who you might not know might care or might not care, but people need to hear this message, and they need this awareness, and we need your help. So go to those links that we showed you and share. and like so that you can follow on what's going on.
And tell them your website one more time.
It's Hope, H-O-P-E, Pix, P-Y-X, global.org.
Okay. And everybody, you have been watching A1 Halftime. This is JNicole here with our lovely guest, Eileen Dong with Hope Pix Global. You guys make sure you go on over to our website, www.weareA1.com, to catch this show and other shows like it. weareA1.com, inspiring action and media. Everybody, get in the action.
Get in the action.
It's a prison. The shackles may be invisible, but they are still very real.
What did you say to me?
You think you can hide from me?
We all wonder why the victims of abuse just don't leave. It's simple, really. You can't leave if you don't have a place to go. If you're a victim of abuse, Hope Pix Global is here to help. Call 1-800-799-SAFE this instant. The end of abuse starts here.
Hey yo, back in this thing again, A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now. You know what I'm saying? Apple coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell them quit making us jump through them loops, because we coming, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's dead in this town. You know? It's crazy. Gotta shake things up. For real. Let's go.
Quiet nights, there is no sound. Who needs a life with no fun around? Quiet nights, can't feel a pulse, can't hear a heartbeat. It's time to wake up.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Janetta, and I am still live at the Indie Fest. This is A1 Live Pop-Up, and I am here with the organizer of this amazing event. This is Mr. JNicole, the Sun King. And JNicole, I know you're more than just...
Rise up and unite. Woo! Rise up.
Get in the action.
Everybody say, get in the action.
Get in the action.
What he dabbing on him? Okay.
Yo, we in here dabbing on the real. Y'all stay tuned, more to come. Action 1 Media Group. Time to get into action, man. For real. In your face.